Hello, welcome back to The Reading Mama. My name is Heather. I am Mama to 8 and I read a lot. Today I thought I would share a quick library haul because for whatever reason, when you really need a book and you have time to read the book, the library doesn't have your book, but when you put them on hold, then they all come in at the same time and you have to try to figure out how to read them. It's kind of like that on Libby as well. So let me dive in and show you some of the things I have from the library and I'm hoping to read in the next, dare I say, 2 weeks. We'll see if that happens. So first up is a possible pre-read for one of my kids for school, and it is called Bronze and Sunflower by Cao Wenchuan. I'm sorry, I don't know how to pronounce it. It is translated from Chinese, and honestly, I don't remember what this one was about. But I got it for one of my kids' pre-reads because we're looking, I think it was for ancient Chinese history, which clearly that's not ancient Chinese history based on how they're dressed in the picture. But it did sound interesting. So Sunflower is an only child, and when her father is sent to the rural cadre school, she has to go with him. Her father is an established artist from the city and finds his new life of physical labor and endless meetings exhausting. Sunflower is lonely and longs to play with the local children in the villages across the river. I had a little visitor. So yeah, it sounds interesting. So her father drowns in freak weather conditions. Sunflower is taken to the poorest family in the village. Until Sunflower joined this family, Bronze was an only child too and hasn't spoken a word since he was traumatized by a terrible fire. Bronze and Sunflower become inseparable, understanding each other as only the closest friends can. So I'm not going to actually use that for school because it's not the right time period that I was looking for. It does sound interesting. Also sounds really heavy, and though I am not a child, I am the child of someone who lost a father less than 2 years ago, so this may not be the book for me, but I'll give it a try and let you know. Next up, I have Unsinkable by Jenny Walsh, and so I'm going to read that. Please go in the other room.
Mama, I'm hungry.
Okay, I'll get you something in a minute. And next up is Unsinkable by Jenny Walsh, and I don't even remember where I heard this or saw this, but it sounded very interesting. It is a double point of view, and so we have a Violet who is aboard the Titanic, and then Daphne who is in France in World War II as an agent, and there's some kind of connection. I'm not sure what it is yet. It sounds interesting. It sounds like two great topics to link together. So I'm going to read this. I may get it for my teen if it's good because she is always looking for good historical fiction, and I'm hoping it's clean. That's really the thing I worry about, but it sounds really interesting. Next up, let's see here. Mary Robinette Kowal, The Faded Sky. This is the sequel to The Calculating Stars. Totally preposterous. Just the way I like my sci-fi. So I'm hoping that this follows a similar enjoyable path. The Faded Sky continues the grand sweep in just a minute, sweetie, of the alternate history begun. This is now in 1961, so not even 10 years. Buddy, go in the living room right now. So this one continues the story. It's not even 10 years later, in 1961. I think that the meteorite hit Earth in 1954, 53, maybe even 52. I don't know. In the first one, and they are trying to figure out how to escape Earth. And because the world is about to get uninhabitable, so they're building rockets to go live on places we know are uninhabitable. Totally preposterous, like I said, but I really like the characters. I love the strong women lead without it being like too in your face feminist, and it's just a really neat alternate history. This one just continues the story. It says you still have Elma York, the noted lady scientist astronaut, and we're gonna have the International Aerospace Coalition and their concerns about having the lady astronaut on dangerous missions, and I don't know. So yeah, we'll see how it goes, if I still enjoy it. Then I have I'll do my other fiction. The book that held her heart is the third in the library series by Mark Lawrence, and again, if you want to talk preposterous, it's totally preposterous fantasy, super crazy, weird. things going on. You have like these two creatures, one that's kind of like wolf-like and the one that's like human, and there's like magical elements and all kinds of things, and the fate of the world is all wrapped up in this big library, which is like burning. And yeah, there's a lot going on. I don't remember all the nuances. I hope that's not gonna be a problem because it has been a while since I read it. But two people once connected by a vast mysterious library are now separated and must overcome time and distance to reunite and bring peace to the world in the final book of the library trilogy. And so you're following Livira and what's his name? Ever? Is that what it is? Ivar? And they're two people. It's kind of a Romeo and Juliet situation. They're people groups, or creature groups, whatever you want to call them, are hated enemies in every little continuum. And it has a very much Magician's Nephew from Narnia kind of thing, where they have these pools and they can go into them and they go into another world, and it's all their world, but it's an alternate reality. And some of them, one creature is on top and the others on top, and everybody's dead, and just all these different things. And they, it's all connected through this library. And so they were recently separated. And so it's kind of gonna be, I don't know, it's gonna be interesting. I hope I remember, because like I said, I read the other two back to back and like devoured them. So we'll see if I have time to get to that. I'm hoping I do, because it's actually the one I'm going to read most out of this stack. And then I have some nonfiction that is pre-read. One is a pre-read for my kids. This is called The Cold War, Joe McCarthy and the Red Scare Witch Hunt. I don't know, honestly, really what it's about. Oh, yes, I do. I remember. This one is written as a play, and you're like or a transcript or whatever, and you're reading it in that kind of fashion, and it's going through all those things that were happening at that time. So let me just read to you, because otherwise I'm butchering this. The mid-20th century was a dangerous time to be alive in America. As World War II concluded and American life started returning to normal, new threats emerged from Eastern Europe. Emboldened by a vast communist revolution, the USSR was elevated to a superpower, and the Cold War era began. Follow the dark era of our history known as the Red Scare in this innovative page-turning book told through original quotes from people who lived, by award-winning authors Andrea Baylis and Elizabeth Levy. And so, yeah, it's kind of like, I think it was sold like, if you were a fly on the wall, this is what you would hear. And so you have these different things. The fly on the wall is kind of the narrator, is from what I understand. And then, so you know what's going on. And then you have these little, like, here's a memo, here's a quote from Winston Churchill. There's Saturday Evening Post, something that was a Republican slogan. And the fly on the wall gives you kind of the connecting thoughts in between. So that sounds really interesting. And then last, I have The Girls of Atomic City, The Untold Story of the Women Who Helped Win World War II by Denise Kiernan. And honestly, I don't know that I'll get to this at this point in time in my life, but it sounds so interesting. I've read a lot about a lot of fiction books set there this year. And it's a part of World War II that I had previously not really read or known much about or thought about really, because, you know, we're all into the spy novels and the resistance fighters and the Holocaust survivors and all of these. There's just so many moving parts when it comes to World War II history, and we get bogged down in some of those that are more exciting and for storytelling. And so I've read several this year regarding the Atomic City and all the things going on there. And so this is a nonfiction book about the women who were there. So I think that'll be interesting. The Untold Story of the Women Who Helped Win World War II. And then like you have, it looks like some nurses, secretaries, just the women in general. So yeah, it really feels like I'm reading a lot of women. Yeah, but I have 7 daughters. That's what I'm going to gravitate towards. And so it'll be interesting. I think the whole Oppenheimer movie last year really kind of put a bug in my ear, but then we're getting ready to study World War II, like I said. And I've read a lot of books that took place in the European theater. And so I've been trying to read more about biographies and books that take place in the Pacific theater, as well as some of what happened with the whole scientist movement and everything like that. Just kind of learn new aspects. And so I'm excited to read that. So yeah, that's 6 big library books. I don't know that I'll be able to read them all before I need to take them back. I don't know if I'll be able to read them all before I DNF them. Because I have other books on my list too, but that's my library haul for this week. So I'll let you know at the end of the month what I actually get to. Thanks for watching. If you made it to the end of this, drop me a book emoji of some sort. Thank you again. Have a blessed day.